Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I posted a video. I've just been like super busy with work. I'm actually feeling a little bit under the weather right now. But this has been the video that I've been wanting to post for a while because it was requested. I don't remember their name right now, but it was requested in the comments section like, oh, like, could I see a GREEDON list? I think your GREEDON list is interesting. I want to know how it works or something like that. So for like the past like couple days that I have been able to touch my Vanguard cards, I've just been trying to like make a better version of the GREEDON list that I had at the time, because I'm like, okay, it's alright, like, you know, it turns on the deck like to whereas you could do like you can completely do your skills, and I was just trying to find a better version of the deck that was like better at winning the game. Like I tried taking out all of the soul charge cards and make more of like a high roll version of the deck, but that really didn't work because it costed too much counterblast. That's where I was damn, I had those cards. Where are they? Ah, they're right here. That's where I was like utilizing the frog demon, but like his effect just cost too much because everything in this deck cost a counterblast, and like 2 counterblasts for a drive, for an extra drive, and +5, like everything in the deck just costs too much for you to be able to properly utilize this skill. And then I was trying out the Keenan, the, I guess, bird fox demon. But I was trying out the Keenan as well, and I was actually liking the Keenan. The Keenan was like coming in clutch. But the problem, like, it came to a problem to where like Keenan actually clogged my board of other units that I wanted to call. Or in other, you know, in other moments where, like, you know, Keenan is just a 9k. Like, it's not 10k, it doesn't hit for magic numbers. So, I like Keenan. Keenan's not a bad card at all. But, I just need something better. And then I even tried Hysteria. Like, I tried Hysteria, like, 3 different times. Just because I really wanted to make it work. Because, like, the deck is missing a powerful rearguard attacker. That's like the real key thing of the deck. Like you can make a really fat Vanguard, like a really good Vanguard, but it's missing like a powerful rear guard that you could give like triggers to or some shit like that. But anyways, let's get into the deck. Sorry, I'm a bit stuffy. Like I said, I am feeling a little bit under the weather. Let's actually put it right. Where's the drop off point? Yeah, let's just leave it right there. Anyway, are playing, you're maxing out on GREEDON. Persona Ride, also you do want to see it in Soul as fast as possible because this format is very aggressive, very, like, there's not that many decks that can kill you on turn 3, but there's a lot of decks that their goal is to kill you on turn 4. And it's just very important that you get the 7 damage online as soon as possible, because that can be the difference between losing and winning. And your best win condition in this deck is to keep yourself at 6 damage, so your opponent cannot 6 damage heal. The only way that they would stop themselves from losing is Overtrigger. So that's why you really want to max out copies of this guy. And then for the Desire Devil package, or for the Desire Devils that we are running in the deck, you know, you're maxing out your copies of Bokusho. He's your power enabler. Even though it's locked behind Limit Break, you still want to max out copies of it because it is a free skill. And you know, it's very much needed in this deck because you really do want to get your GREEDON past those magic numbers, past those thresholds, whereas you need to ask a PG or at least 2 to 3 cards from your opponent's hand every turn for at least the second attack or the first attack. And then for the rest of the Desire Devils, I am maxing out on the Muka. I'm maxing out on Muka, and I'm maxing out on, shit, what was this guy, Babitsu? Maxing out on the Babitsu. Basically, he's a rabbit. They're all demons, but like in the second wave of support, I don't know why they decided to make the demons like animals. That's why Keenan looks like a fox, but like he has like demon wings. And then like, well, no, this came out in set 1, and this is like a frog. So But they made some of the demons like basically animals, so this is just basically a rabbit. But the reason you want to max out on these cards especially is because these cards enable a whole completely, like, they enable, if you have what, you need like 3 counterblast, 3 to 4 counterblast to do this. But they enable your Vanguard to stand up for a second time. If you need 3 of this, or you need 2 of this and 1 of this. So that's why I'm maxing out 4 copies of each. Also, this is the Soul Charge version of the deck, so I can afford to Soul Blast for the Mookas. Mooka's just key to get anything you need out of Soul and pull it out, put it on rear, like a Babitsu, like any of the other cards I'm about to show you in the deck. But basically, I'm also running him at 4 because I am not running any Goomans in the main deck. Gooman is just in the ride deck. Because most of the time, like I said, this deck counterblasts a lot. Like, Babitsu requires counterblast. Mooka requires counterblast. Your Soul Charge, the main card of your Soul Charge engine that you need to resolve, you only need to resolve it once. But that requires counterblast, and the whole secondary restand combo requires 3 to 4 counterblast. So this deck's very counterblast heavy, and that's really why I couldn't. Plus space issues, I really couldn't play the Gooman. But that's it for the Desire Devil cards. Now going on to the Soul Charge engine of the deck. I am playing 4 Butterfly Girl. Now, Butterfly Girl, this is basically what you want to see on turn 3, because Butterfly Girl plus any of your other Soul Charge cards gets you to 8 cards in Soul, which gets you to the 10 when your Vanguard restands, because you're going to Soul Blast 2, and then you're going to Soul Charge 4 rear guards. That makes 10, and that's what's going to give your GREEDON the plus 15. Because otherwise, if you don't have Butterfly Girl on your first attack, on your first grade 3 turn, if you don't have Butterfly Girl, you're not at 4 damage. You're swinging 13-13 without triggers. That's ass. It's really bad. So, like, this card is, like, I even tried to, like I said, I took out the Soul Charge engine, but, like, it's so necessary. Like, there are people that rush you, but, like, not everyone's able to rush. So sometimes, like, you'll be sitting there or, like, heal. You heal, which it happens to me so often. I even took out heals at one point. But you need the heals in the deck, unfortunately, so you can't take off heals. Like, heals sometimes contradict your plays because your power gains are locked behind Limit Break, which is why you want to get to 10 in Soul as fast as possible, so you're able to get the 15 at least on the secondary restand, which makes them a base 28 for the second swing. So that's why you're playing for the Butterfly Girl. And then to combo with the Butterfly Girl, like I said, this deck does not have any great attackers at its disposal. So we're going to use what's generic. 4 Brainwash Swirlers. Like I said, you combo this with the Butterfly Girl, it's a, what is it? It's a 28k beater. If you're only restanding once, this is perfect to just put triggers if they, like, guard your Vanguard. Because if not, most of the time all your triggers are going to go to your Vanguard. But this is just a perfect card to just pass triggers to, that it'll still be able to hit if they get 1 defensive. So that's why you really want to max out on this. I know it's, like, kinda-ish expensive right now. Like, last time I saw, like, what it was, like, between, like, $10, $15, $16. But you really do need this card in the deck. Like, it does help you facilitate having a nice rearguard column with your 2 Vanguard swings. And then for the last card, this is a card that I actually put in last minute. I was playing the Keenans, but I took the Keenan out for all the reasons that I already told you, that sometimes Keenan would just clog the board. Sometimes Keenan, it's a good card, but, like, it just doesn't. It's a good card. I just wish it wasn't Counterblast. Because this deck just counterblasts so much. But for the last Soul Charge card we're running, because it's very important that you open Butterfly with one of these cards. Like, as long as you open Butterfly with one of your Soul Charge cards, you have the 10. And if you don't open Butterfly with your Soul Charge cards, like, you're even playing the Soul Charge crit. So you're even able to combo the Soul Charge crit, so you're able to play 10. You're able to get the 10. Like, it's not the sexiest play in the world, but you're able to get the 10 on your first grade 3 ride. It's okay if you don't get it if you're going first, but if you're going second, it's very important so you don't lose tempo. So I'm playing 4 Jarrett Dragons, and this facilitates the two things that I was talking about earlier, to whereas it's 13k. It's 13k, and it's able to soul charge. It's able to put a card from your hand to soul, like GREEDON, like Bokusho, and it's important. It's important in that retrospect that that is just 13k, so it's also a good rear guard if you don't have the swirler to pass triggers to. It's a good, it makes magic numbers if you persona ride. And that's what really prompted me to take out the Keenan, because there was so many times that I'm just missing a good rear guard, especially off of the rabbit. You're missing a good rear guard to call off of the rabbit. This is the best rear guard to call off the rabbit. Because if you have 10 in soul, you're going to counterblast 1 for the rabbit, call a card from your hand, draw a card, and if there's a card you don't like in your hand, you call this, you could soul charge it and then draw again. So it also helps you sculpt your hand, it helps you fix your soul, so that's why we're maxing out on 4 copies of the Jarrett Dragon. And I think it's okay to just leave them here in the center. On to the rest of the deck. You are running 4 PGs. It's really non-explanatory. You really need PGs this format. This format is just like so darn aggressive. Decks just want to kill you right out of the gate. It's just so important that you have PGs at your disposal. And then, we're maxing out on the 4 heals, even though the heal triggers sometimes like, ew, I don't like the heals there. Let me, hey, I got this in a really nice order, buddy. Let me put them right here. Like I said, even though sometimes the heals kind of mess up your combos with Bokusho, you really do need to play the heals. It's kind of obligatory. Like, I tried without the heals, but because we don't have the ability to play 12 crit, because crits are restricted to 8 copies per deck, there's no other better trigger to play. Because Affront, what if you didn't have the ability to extend an extra attacker? Affront is basically worthless. So there's really, and draws, like I said, this is the soul charge version of the deck. Number 1, I've never played draws in GREEDON, because I get so close to decking out. Like, there's so many times like I survived long enough, but I can't do my restand anymore. I don't have enough cards in deck, let alone attack with my Vanguard 1 time. So that's the reason why I've never played draws in GREEDON. It's just, you soul charge so much. You're draft checking 4 cards per turn. Your deck velocity is very fast. So that's my reasoning for that. And like I said, critical triggers, they're maxed out at 8, which this deck really needs to max out the critical at 8. Because of the Vanguard restand, this deck really relies on checking critical triggers to help you with your pressure turns. So that's why I'm maxing out on them. I was playing 7 for the extra front, for the extra shield, but I put back in the critical trigger because it's just so much more important you check this over this. Most all the time. Even in the early game, just setting up those points of damage for your opponent just helps you out so much in this deck. Like I said, this deck really needs criticals. Criticals, let alone the over. As you see in the match videos, it's very clear that if this deck checks the over trigger, it immediately almost feels like not just a competent deck, but like a tier 1 close to tier 0 deck, just because you have that base crit on your Vanguard that's swinging at you twice. And it gets larger on the second swing. Let alone it was large enough on the first swing. It gets larger on the second swing. So, that's pretty much the profile. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This deck is a very fun deck to play. It can be frustrating at times because of you can get all your combos to work in the right order, but that doesn't necessarily mean you win the game, because it is missing that one final card, that one final push, like I said, like an attacker, a really good beater on rear guard, like maybe a counter charger because you counterblast so much, or maybe even something that lets you recycle cards back into the deck because of your deck velocity. But it's like really close to becoming a good deck, but it's really just not there yet. It's very much tier 3. Like, I really wish this deck was at least tier 2 playable, but it's very much a tier 3 deck because you're wasting 4 to 5 cards a turn for your combo, and out of that combo you're getting 2 to 3 attacks. So, like I said, I love this deck. I just wish that it could do better. So we're hoping for better support in the next wave. Anyways, see you guys.